While McKinney stays home, North moves on to the playoffs for a third consecutive year, and for the first time under head coach Michael Oldham, who joins us now. And Michael, we'll talk about that first-round matchup with Frisco-Wakeland here in just a moment. But first, what does this accomplishment say about this team, considering the rough stretch you had in the middle of the district season?
Well, the stretch we made going down the last 4 games and making the playoffs was very important to me. Of course, being my first year, taking over for Coach Little, it was important to carry on the tradition that she had gotten started. And so, going into the season, district coaches hadn't picked us to finish in the playoffs, and so I personally used that as motivation myself. Didn't really let my kids know that they weren't picked, but I consider it an accomplishment for us to be in there. Of course, going in last night, we could have landed anywhere from 2nd to 4th. The way it shook out, we finished 4th, and so we get to go against Wakeland, which is probably the favorite in our part of the bracket, and we're going to play them eventually, so it might as well be tonight. So very excited about these girls, the youth. Got all starters back for next year, so the fact that we competed in a very tough 4A district with 3 or 4 teams going to the 5A level, it's very encouraging for me, and I do think we've accomplished, but we're certainly not finished.
What a roller coaster this district season was. You start 4-0, lose 3 in a row, respond with another 4-game win streak, all leading to a gripping finish. The last 4 games decided by a total of 7 points. You went 2-2 in that span against the best teams this district has to offer, and I'm sure, Michael, at this point, your team is ready for anything the playoffs can throw at them.
Certainly, we've talked about not just the last 4 games of district, but our entire season has been preparation for tonight. Wakeland's not going to be anybody we haven't seen. They're not going to do anything we haven't seen, and we're not going to be in any situations down the stretch that we haven't been in. The girls responded great. We talked about going 0-3 in those last 3 games, and that when we got back to that point this go-around, we wanted to do better. We went 2-2. And very easily could have went 4-0, but we also could have went 0-4 in those 4 games as well. So you got to look at both sides of it. I guess going into battle tonight, it gives me a lot of confidence that my kids aren't going to quit. And if it's a 2 or 3 possession game, we got a good chance of winning it. I think we've been 4 out of 5 we've won in close, tight games like that. So we've been there. Kind of looking forward to putting Wakeland in that position and see how they respond.
You play a district champion tonight from 9-4A. Well, you beat the district champion from 10-4A, your own district, during the course of that 4-game stretch to close the regular season. Beat Rockwall by 1. How much confidence has your team taken from that victory?
Well, my girls are confident, and sometimes I think they go in expecting to win those games, even though maybe the general public doesn't expect it. I think we totally expect to win any night we step on the floor against anybody. Games like that are always going to give you a bounce of confidence, and it certainly did, because we went out against Wiley and really competed, and Wiley caused us severe matchup problems with their physicality that they bring, and so the Rockwall win was a big win. It was a program win. To beat the district champion and beat someone that's won 7 district titles in a row, been to the regional semis, I think, probably 5 out of the last 6 years. So beating teams with that tradition gets you set on the path of that tradition as well.
Amy Clainhands was one of the heroes from that victory. Her putback with 6 seconds to go was the difference. She's averaging 6 points and 5 rebounds for you in the post. How far along has Amy come here as a sophomore?
For Amy, playing in the post at the 4A level, especially the level we play and against the schedule we play, you're really throwing a sophomore with no varsity experience into the fire there, and she's really responded well. She's got more physical as the season has gone. And she spent a lot of time on Alyssa Lang, which I expect will be the district MVP. She's averaging a double-double. And the combination of her and KK Connor guarding Lang during that game certainly gave us a chance to win. And then right down the stretch, Amy makes the big play for the putback with 6 seconds left. And so that definitely has to give her confidence rolling into these next several playoff games.
Alexis Mason has led your team all year, #1 in scoring, assists, and steals, and I'm sure you can't wait to see what she has in store here her junior year as the playoffs begin.
Certainly, Alexis draws 2 to 3 people when she has the basketball. She does a good job of giving it up, and our second, third, and fourth options have done a good job throughout district, stepping up and hitting those shots. So, considering that she draws so much attention from the opponent, I think she's had a great year, and it's definitely kept us rolling along.
And I think evidence of that point was shown in the regular season finale against Wiley. Sure, it was a loss for your team, but Mason, as the opponent zeroed in on her, she was held to 3 points, and Michaela Connors steps up with a career-high 21 in that game. Connors really blossoming here as a sophomore.
Over the last probably 5, 6 games, Connor really has, I think she's getting used to the 4A game a little bit. A lot of people probably don't realize the difference in physicality from 3A to 4A, and even at the level she was playing at, there's still a big difference. And so she has definitely stepped her game up, not only on the offensive end, but if you look at our last 7 district basketball games, our defense has been holding people in the 30s to, I think we gave Highland Park 49 or 47, which was the most in that stretch. So she's a big part of that. She plays physical defense, and it's starting to rub off on the rest of us. So
2 wins over McKinney in district play, both games by a single point, both thrillers. In that second matchup, you're down by 3 with a minute to go. You finish the game scoring the final 4 points. And those games, the results cannot be overstated. You flip those around, and all of a sudden it's a very different situation for both your team and McKinney. In fact, you're probably in opposite situations.
Certainly. You flip those 2 games, or maybe just one of those games, and I'm sitting here talking about next year instead of talking about going on tonight. Deb and I are real good friends, and I respect what she does with her team. They really make it tough on you to score, and she does a great job on her matchups. And so getting victories over them was very big for us. Especially considering they're moving up into the 5A ranks next year. So, yes, definitely good wins. Once again, just a testament to my kids. They never quit. Like you said, we're down 3 points with a minute left. We closed with the last 4 points. And if we had only done that once this year, I wouldn't be that impressed. But I've seen these kids come from 7 down with a minute left, and in a Garland win. And the other night we're down 9 with probably 2 to 3 minutes left, and we were taking a 3-point shot at the end of the Wiley game to tie it. So they never quit, and that definitely gives you hope going down this playoff path.
Here comes Wakeland in the bi-district round. You mentioned they are the district champions from 9-4A, and I remember 2 years ago, North and Wakeland meeting in the regional final with a trip to Austin on the line, and Alexis Mason was around for that one as a freshman. Obviously, a lot has changed for both teams in 2 years, but Mason has said to you she's pretty excited about this matchup here Monday night.
Yes, Alexis and I, speaking last night, she's looking very forward to this game. As a freshman, she played in the regional final. It was going to be Wakeland or North going to the state tournament, and Wakeland came out on top of that day. So looking forward to getting back to that rematch. As you said, totally different teams. We've got one person left from that group that's got experience. They've got several people. They'll be starting 4 seniors tonight, where we'll be starting 3 sophomores, a freshman, and a junior. So the odds are stacked against us, but I really do like our kids' chances.
What do you like about this particular matchup? Obviously, you look at Mason as a player who has to step up, but you need a collective effort if you're going to beat the #1 seed from the neighboring district.
Yeah, certainly. It's going to take a collective effort. KK Connor's going to have to step up at the guard position. Danielle Coleman's going to have to step up in the guard position. And our younger posts are going to have to go up against some senior posts that have experience. And they're going to have to buckle down and do what they've done other times, against Rockwall, against Plano, and some of those physical teams that we were able to compete against. we're going to have to follow that blueprint, I guess, for success tonight, which that's what we've been preparing for.
Michael, we appreciate your time on a game day. Best of luck tonight.
Appreciate it, Ted. Thank you.
Michael Oldham, head coach of the North Bulldogs. They know what lies ahead as they square off with Frisco Wakeland in the first round of the Class 4A playoffs tonight, 7 o'clock at Prosper. And that is our show for today. Next week, we turn our attention to boys basketball in MISD. The playoffs begin next week. And just like the girls, 2 out of 3 teams have qualified. Remember, if it's McKinney ISD Athletics, it's on Sports Talk. I'm Ted Emrich. See you next time.